I would be very interested to see how both guys look after potentially being in that cycle that Khamzat brings and DDP defending it, punching him a few times. Mate, I'm so excited for this fight.
I'm a big fan of Khamzat. I don't think he has any reason to toot my horn or to even be humbled. He doesn't have to be. I mean, heavyweights fear him.
I don't know if I've seen anyone like this, but Dricus is like, bring it on. That's what I love about Du Plessis. He's like, hey, bring it on. I'll show you, as I've shown you time and time again.
Look, I think if it's an early stoppage, it has more chance to favor Chimaev because he's a very strong starter. But Dricus Du Plessis is a very good finisher. He's very good at the end in the deep waters, and he's very athletic. So if it goes later in a decision, it might go the other way.
MMA pros have shared their final predictions on the upcoming clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis. Michael Venom Page said the matchup is difficult to predict, but after witnessing Khamzat Chimaev's training and skill up close, he would place his bet on Chimaev, noting it is hard to bet against him.
Who wins out of DDP and Khamzat?
It's a difficult one, but Khamzat, I've actually got the privilege of watching him train. I've seen his quality, so I would definitely put my money that way. It's just hard to bet against it, so it's a great fight.
Kale Sonnen said Dricus Du Plessis is emerging as a major contender and has a huge chance ahead of him. He explained that beating Khamzat Chimaev would push Dricus Du Plessis to a higher level in his career, putting genuine all-time great status within reach.
I don't know if I've seen anyone like this, but Dricus is like, bring it on. That's what I love about Du Plessis. He's like, hey, bring it on. I'll show you, as I've shown you time and time again.
Georges St. Pierre said an early finish would likely suit Khamzat Chimaev because of his fast starts. But over a longer fight, Dricus Du Plessis' stamina, finishing skills, and athleticism could give him the advantage, making it a matchup that could go either way.
Tell me your pick right off the bat. Tell me who you think is going to win.
Look, I think if it's an early stoppage, it has more chance to favor Chimaev because he's a very strong starter. But Dricus Du Plessis is a very good finisher. He's very good at the end in the deep waters, and he's very athletic. So if it goes later in a decision, it might go the other way. So could go both sides.
Anthony Hernandez predicted that Du Plessis is going to surprise a lot of people. He described Du Plessis as a large, unorthodox fighter who constantly moves forward and doesn't slow down. Hernandez pointed out that Chimaev has shown vulnerability when facing smaller, quicker opponents, and believes he still hasn't answered every question. He also noted that once Khamzat is taken to the mat, things tend to get more difficult for him.
I think DDP is going to surprise the world, man. He's awkward. He comes forward. He doesn't get tired. Khamzat gets tired with small guys that were 155ers, you know what I mean, that went up to 170. So I'm still not really sold on him. I know he's good. I know he beat up Robert Whitaker. But like I said, the old is very one-dimensional. They only have one tool. If you can get them to the floor, it usually seems that they have a bad night. And that's just the honest truth of how I've seen it play out.
Gilbert Burns predicted that Dricus Du Plessis would start the fight with relentless pressure, comparing his approach to a charging truck, and even suggested he might take Sean Strickland down. Burns didn't see Du Plessis getting stopped, expressing confidence they would push through whatever came his way. Renato Moicano leaned toward a late finish in the 3rd or 4th round, but acknowledged that a decision victory for Du Plessis was also on the table.
Do you think he's going to pull it off?
When I look at the fight, that guy gets so freaking tired. He's that one speed fighter. He's gonna come like a truck at you. I do believe he might take Dricus down. I don't think he's gonna get finished. I do believe Dricus is gonna fight through all that. Maybe a decision, but I do believe a late finish, 3rd to 4th round. That's my prediction.
Drucker Close shared his belief that if the fight extends beyond 2 rounds, Dricus Du Plessis would come out on top. He explained that Du Plessis' awkward and unorthodox approach tends to throw off even the most seasoned fighters. According to Close, DDP is a way of dragging opponents into his kind of fight. Messy, chaotic, and hard to control, and when Tim Welch asked who he'd put $10,000 on, Close didn't hesitate, confidently choosing Du Plessis to get the win.
God damn it. Who do you got in that, Dre?
I think if it goes over 2 rounds, I got DDP, but
If someone's giving you 10K, what are you doing with it?
I'm gonna go DDP.
I think DDP too, dude.
He's awkward. Just when you're not like, when people are used to, I think like even like pros and when we spar amateurs do completely different, and you get hit with like, hey, you're not supposed to go that way, and And I kind of see that's how DDP is. It's like he's still kind of green, but
he brings people to his level.
To his level, yeah. Like, oh, this is awkward, and then like you're already a step behind.
Coach Tim Welch said he is undecided on who will win between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. While acknowledging Du Plessis' improvements, he pointed to past fights where he was taken down by opponents like Darren Till, leading Welch to believe Chimaev could secure an early takedown. He questioned whether Du Plessis could handle Chimaev's control, noting Usman nearly turned the tide but had the advantage of extensive 5-round experience.
DDP vs.
Dude,
KC.
I keep going back and forth with this fight because it's like you go back. Yes, it was a while ago, but guys like Darren Till are taking down Dricus.
What year was that? 5 years ago?
Probably,
6 years ago?
Probably.
Like, dude, you know how good my grappling's got.
Yeah, Dricus was getting taken down by Darren Till, all those guys, but I guess the way he's been training is pretty crazy. I mean, he's got a big neck, he's got big traps. Khamzat is taking him down in that first round 110%.
Probably in the first 15 milliseconds.
Can he defend him off his neck? Can if Khamzat gets his hands attached underneath Dricus' nose, it's probably going to be over.
It was 2022. Wasn't that long ago, huh?
Yeah, it's like, dude, he's got to survive. He's got to survive. Remember, Usman was on his way to beating Khamzat if he had 2 more rounds.
Allegedly.
I mean, he was, dude.
Khamzat
was puckering.
Puckered too.
But Usman's used to those 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Welch said he's personally rooting for Du Plessis, yet from an entertainment standpoint, he would also enjoy seeing Chimaev come out on top. Still, he voiced concern that if Chimaev were to win, he might not step back into the cage for a while, potentially slowing progress in the middleweight division.
He's been in 5-round wars before. If I had to put money on it, God, I want Dricus to win. I want Dricus to win. For excitement-wise, I want Khamzat to win. But I'm worried if Khamzat wins, he ain't fighting again.
Alexander Volkanovski said he is picking the underdog Dricus Du Plessis in the main event, calling it an exciting matchup and basing his choice on what he has observed so far. He said he enjoys unpredictable fights that highlight a fighter's ability to adapt and surprise, which he sees as a big part of MMA's appeal.
In the co-main event, I went with the underdog, and the main event here with Dricus Du Plessis, I'm going with the underdog. $2.60 fight here on Sportsbet. Incredible fight this one's going to be. I'm interested to see. Like, again, the thing is, just so you guys know, when I'm wrong, say if it goes completely different to what I say, I love that. Remember, I'm going from what I've seen. If they can completely change it and show me something I haven't seen, or be, show me something that I wasn't expecting, I love that. Let's see if it happens. That's what's exciting about it. It's exciting even me thinking how it's going to go. That's how I think it's going to be. That excites me. If they are able to change it up and do different things, yes, love it.
He added that he's interested to see if Khamzat Chimaev will change his game plan, maybe relying more on striking to save energy or sticking with his trademark pressure. Volkanovski questioned whether Chimaev could maintain a new approach if his instincts pull him back to his usual style.
Let's see what they do. Let's see if Chimaev changes his game a little bit. Let's see if he goes a Khabib route, what he said. Focus more on the striking so he doesn't gas too early. Or does he go powerhouse and come in aggressive? Let me know what you guys think is going to be his strategy. Can he change it? Or if his game plan is to change it, can his instincts let him do that?
TJ Dillashaw described his time in Khamzat Chimaev's training camp as an inspiring experience, saying the energy and motivation in the room were remarkable. He recalled that Chimaev had his entire team present at the Jackson Media House, all fully committed to his fight preparation. Dillashaw said the sessions were grueling, with Chimaev pushing through hard grappling rounds, before adding about 8 rounds of pad work. He praised Chimaev's elite grappling and pointed out that he looked to be in excellent condition.
But it's awesome to be next to Chimaev, to feel the energy he's got going on right now. He's got his whole team out here at the Jackson Media House doing his workouts, and everyone's behind him, everyone's supporting him. You can just feel the energy in the room. He's pushing hard rounds. I think he did like 8 rounds of mitts after he did grappling. So the guy's in tip-top shape. Great grappling techniques he went over, and then crushed mitts. So he's definitely in championship shape already.
Din Thomas acknowledged Chimaev's toughness in his fight against Gilbert Burns, but noted that the same resilience has not been consistent in every performance. He brought up the Kamaru Usman fight as an example, saying Chimaev seemed to fade after a strong start. In contrast, Thomas said Du Plessis is known for building momentum in the later rounds, especially in the third, where he refuses to let opponents outwork him. Because of that proven stamina and determination, Thomas said he would lean toward Du Plessis if the fight goes deep.
See, I think that comes down to, well, we know that Khamzat has shown to be a dog against Gilbert Burns, you know, so he did that. We haven't seen it often, but we know what it looks like if it gets late with DDP. So I still have to side with, if it's late, I still have to side with DDP, just because we know what he's going to do. We know he's not going to let another human being beat him in the 5th round, right? Like his 5th rounds are just, he really finds another burst of energy to win in the 5th round. So I'm not sure. We've seen it against Gilbert Burns, but we didn't see that with Kamaru Usman. Like we saw him kind of go, "Yo, I won the first 2, so I'm good." You know what I'm saying? So
he slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah, slow down quite a bit. So I think if it does go late, I would still favor Dricus Du Plessis.
Arman Tsarukyan expressed how much it means to him to be part of Khamzat Chimaev's team, saying he feels proud to support him in any way possible and values the opportunity to learn from someone so skilled. He praised Chimaev's skills in wrestling, adding that when he watches him spar, the rounds rarely last long and often end with a quick first-round finish.
It's very good to be on his team, you know, and to help him as much as possible and to learn something new from him, because he's such a high-level fighter and his striking is good, wrestling is good, you know. I watch his sparrings and like it's a finish in the first round.
Brandon Schwab admitted that Chimaev had faced cardio concerns in the past, but after seeing his current training, he believes those issues have been resolved. However, he cautioned that if Chimaev fails to secure an early finish and begins to slow down, Dricus Du Plessis has the tools to take over and possibly stop him in the later rounds. Schwab said he's curious to see how Du Plessis deals with the grappling, though he's already witnessed Chimaev out-wrestle elite-level opponents.
Obviously, cardio was an issue for him back in the day. I'm here to tell you now, I've personally, with these peepers, have seen the man train. Cardio is not an issue, but that's all predicated on, let's say Khamzat goes in there and tries to get DDP down in the first 2 rounds and can't get it done, and he gets tired. DDP in that 3rd, 4th, and 5th will finish him, you know? So I'm interested to see what Khamzat's game plan is. I'm also interested to see how good DDP's grappling is. I've heard training room stories where he's just this freak, but I've personally seen Khamzat beat world-class wrestlers and jiu-jitsu guys. Like, toy with them.
Tito Ortiz praised Khamzat Chimaev's pressure and wrestling, predicting that Du Plessis is in for a rough night. He expected Chimaev to dominate with takedowns and finish the fight within 3 or 4 rounds. Ortiz admired Chimaev's aggressive approach and his ability to shoot from distance.
How do you predict that fight plays out?
People are going to see how vicious Chimaev truly is. I respect the guy. He's a monster. Du Plessis, the champ, I think he's in him for a rude awakening because he's going to realize that his wrestling is not as good as Chimaev's truly is. And it was heartbreaking for me in that middleweight division because when Bo Nichols got picked apart his last fight, I was like, man.
He also criticized Bo Nickel for not relying on his wrestling, saying Chimaev has a more complete style by blending strikes and grappling. Ortiz added that Rampage Jackson trained with Chimaev and called him the real deal, noting that Chimaev looked sharp after working out at Jackson's gym in California.
Why didn't you wrestle? You're one of the best guys in the world in wrestling. Use your wrestling. And that's what all the Russians do. They use their wrestling to set up punches. They use their punches to set up the wrestling, and then they take people down and they choke them because they're really good at it. I think Chimaev, I think I would give it maybe 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds. I think Chimaev just overwhelms them too much. I think that's my opinion. Once again, I watch him. I watch Chimaev. I just see how tough he is, and I know he had training camp actually at Jackson Clothing Company or Jackson in California, correct? And was it
with Bear and Rampage is also there.
Yep. And so I know he's doing really well. I talked to Rampage. Rampage goes, no, he's the real deal, Tito. I go, I see him. I watch his fights and how vicious. I mean, he can shoot a double leg from half the cage and still take a guy down. He's just very vicious.
Rampage Jackson said he is backing Khamzat Chimaev in the fight, explaining that Chimaev has always looked dominant whenever he has watched him compete. He predicted the matchup would likely end in the third round, expecting that to be the point where Chimaev takes full control and secures the finish.
Khamzat, he's always been a beast every time I've seen him fight, so I'm going to go with Khamzat. I think he's going to take it.
Which round?
I'm thinking around like the third round. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Bilal Muhammad also threw his support behind Chimaev while taking a playful shot at Dricus Du Plessis. Ahead of the Chicago event, he jokingly told Du Plessis not to ask him for food or training help and warned that he was not welcome in the city before confidently picking Chimaev to win.
Also, heard Dricus in Chicago. Bro, this is my city. Big card next week. Huge main event. You need anything from Chicago, food, groceries, therapists, cage, gym, sauna. Make sure you don't hit me up. You're not welcome here. Chicago, you see him, you let him know. You don't like his kind. Go Khamzat.
Sean O'Malley expressed excitement for the upcoming Du Plessis vs. Chimaev bout. He said that before one of his training sessions, he rewatched Du Plessis' fight against Israel Adesanya and noticed how well Adesanya controlled the action until the fourth round collapse. That memory reinforced for O'Malley how dangerous Du Plessis can be and made him even more interested to see how he would handle Chimaev.
DDP versus Khamzat. What is that, like 2-3 weeks? Like, holy. I just actually watched DDP versus Israel this morning before practice. And dude, Izzy was looking so good in that fight. Like, I remember watching it and thinking, like, I only had rewatched it just this one time, but watching it live, I remember thinking, like, Izzy looked good, and I kind of, for the most part, dominating the fight, and then that fourth round just kind of got hit up top on the head and just, you know, went downhill real fast from there. But, God, Izzy was looking good in that fight. So I'd like to see Izzy come back. Izzy versus Sean, too, would be sweet. But, yeah, Khamzat versus DDP is very exciting for me right now.
Cal Bahalio admitted that he had underestimated Du Plessis several times in the past and had been proven wrong each time. Regarding the matchup with Chimaev, he predicted it could end quickly, possibly in the first or early second round, similar to Chimaev's fight with Robert Whittaker. He estimated a 60% chance of Chimaev finishing early, but also a 40% chance of Du Plessis using his size, strength, and composure to defend takedowns, survive the early storm, and shift the fight in his favor.
Bro, this is crazy because I always bet against DDP and he always shut in my mouth. But I'm feeling like this can be a fight as fast as the fight with Khamzat and Whittaker. Like finishing the first round or beginning of the second round, you know. 60% of me say that Khamzat will finish this fight like real fast. But 40% says that Dricus, with his size and height and his weight, he's a big guy for the division. I think he can stop the takedowns or even survive the first two rounds, and then the fight gets better for him. So I'm 60-40 on these two options.
Bahalio added that the longer the fight lasts, the more it benefits Du Plessis. He noted that Chimaev thrives in fast starts and immediate pressure, but tends to slow down if his early plan does not work. Du Plessis, on the other hand, keeps pushing forward even when fatigued, wearing opponents down in grueling battles. For Bahalio, once the second round ends, the momentum begins to swing toward Du Plessis.
So the longer the fight goes, the more it favors DDP?
Yeah, for sure, 100%, because Khamzat is the guys that go for it in the bell. He's just go at it, and sometimes if things don't go as the way he planned it, we've seen already he gets a little bit tired in the later rounds. So with a 5-round fight, and Dricus is a guy that even after he gets tired, he's still working. He's still making you go in deep waters and making you work. So I think the fight gets real better to DDP after the second round.
Darren Till expressed strong confidence in Khamzat Chimaev's chances against Du Plessis, firmly predicting the fight would end before the third round. While he acknowledged Du Plessis' toughness and unorthodox style, Till highlighted Chimaev's strength and sharp mindset as decisive factors. He also shared that he recently had a video call with Chimaev, during which they discussed the possibility of Till traveling to Dubai to train with him. The exchange concluded with some light-hearted banter between Till and Ariel Helwani about their looks and workout routines.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done. You know what I'm saying?
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about their upcoming fight? Would love to hear your thoughts on their upcoming clash, so share your thoughts in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on the screen right now.